You are going to be completely amazed at the before and after on this 1-year-old Chevy Silverado. Now, this thing has been rode hard and put up wet for sure. It is beat down for being only a year old, but I'm going to go ahead and do a thorough interior detail on this guy. Now, this truck has cloth seats, okay? Now, the products that are used to clean cloth seats are different than those to use to clean leather or vinyl seats. So I'm going to go ahead and use a different process for cleaning these nice and dirty cloth seats. However, before I just start cleaning the seats, I'm going to want to sit in that seat and clean the rest of the cockpit first. And I don't want to get my butt wet on freshly cleaned seats. Now, when I do an interior detail, I like to break it into either 4 quarters or 2 halves. I like to do each quarter. So I'll do the driver's cockpit, then I'll do the passenger side, then I'll do the left rear, and then right rear. So I divide it into 4 specific sections so I can be super thorough with that cleaning and get all the way through that specific area before moving on to the next. I'm gonna go ahead and jump in here, and I'm gonna start by doing the surrounding areas of this interior detail. So really, even after a really thorough vacuuming, I can see that there's tons of dust and dirt in every little nook and cranny of this dashboard. It's everywhere. So before I actually spray a cleaner on it, like our Total Interior Detailer or our Total Interior Cleaner, I want to go ahead and knock a lot of that dust off. So this is our large interior detail brush. It is such a great tool. It's basically got soft bristles, kind of like a makeup brush. And when I go into these nooks and crannies, it just knocks all the dirt out of those little crevices. Now, why do I want to do this before I start using a liquid? Well, right now, while the dust is totally dry, it comes right off with this brush. So before I start using a really serious cleaner, I want to de-dust as many of the crevices as I can with the brush. There is no towel small enough to get into the crevices that these super fine bristles will get. All right, now that I'm done dusting this little quarter of the truck, I'm gonna go ahead and clean it. Now, we have 2 different options for doing a cleaning, okay? We have our interior detailer. This is my favorite interior product. This is for an interior that has been maintained, that just needs a little light cleaning and a little bit of conditioning, okay? It has UV protection in it, it has microbounds. Now, this is for a truck that's been maintained a little bit better than this one. So I'm not gonna use the interior detailer, not just yet on this one. I'm gonna go ahead and jump on to the Total Interior Cleaner. I need to use a more serious cleaner on an interior that hasn't been cleaned for, say, a few thousand miles. First of all, the microfiber utility towel. This little towel, this towel is a woven towel. It acts like a scrub brush. It's very effective at removing dirt from all these finishes. So now I can go ahead and spray down the dashboard. I can spray everything and keep going. And in some instances on a dirty enough truck or a car, it's worth it. But when you're going into the instrument cluster, I really recommend spraying straight into the towel and then using the towel to go ahead and get down into those areas. Why? Spraying chemicals into areas where you can't definitely reach it with a towel, into any crevice where you can't shove a towel into there, it just creates more work, and sometimes you can't get all the cleaner out. So I like to go ahead and use it like this by spraying and then wiping. You're gonna see the steering wheel, it's gonna lose its shine from all the grease from the hands on there, and we're gonna remove a considerable amount of dirt from this truck, okay? You're gonna see a major turnaround story on this pickup. So all the little controls, anything that you touch regularly, give it extra. Once I've got this towel a little bit damp from doing some heavy cleaning, so a little more thorough cleaning, then I'm gonna go ahead and start with a nice damp towel. Then I'm gonna go ahead and knock down the dashboard. So a lot of people, when they think of interior cleaning or interior detailing, they think the kind of stuff that's been on the market for many, many years. You put on your dashboard, it makes it shine like crazy. You probably all know what I'm talking about. That's not what we're doing here. Right now, what we're doing is we are thoroughly cleaning. We're removing dirt, we're removing grime from the steering wheel. The steering wheel's nice, and notice how it's matte now. It's no longer shiny from all the hand oil. It looks great. And we're gonna eventually get to a point where we wanna add some sort of conditioner, but we don't wanna put shine on the dashboard. If you have a lot of gloss on your dashboard, it makes your dashboard actually shine up onto your windshield, and it actually restricts your vision. And now, I'm gonna go ahead and hit this navigation screen, and you can't believe, I think that every single fingerprint from when this truck was brand new is still on this thing. I think it's possibly never been cleaned. However, my towel at this point is getting pretty damp. So I'm gonna go ahead and go around and do all the knobs and everything else here on the climate control. I'm gonna get all these little knobs nice and cleaned up. Again, these are all things that you touch kind of often. When it comes time to do the nav screen, my damp towel won't clean it as perfectly as a dry towel. I'm gonna grab a fresh towel now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and give a light mist to my utility towel, and then I'm gonna go ahead and knock out my nav screen. And you're gonna love how this leaves the nav screen. Super, super clean, no streaks. What a huge upgrade, right? Take a little extra time and get into the corners, okay? The corners of your nav screen are gonna take a little extra time. What I like to do, find the slightly damp part of the towel, stick my pinky finger into that, and then boom, around the outside edge of that screen, making sure that I get all of the fingerprints and all the oils that are on that nav screen all the way out. That looks just great. So when it comes to cleaning your drink holders and all of the area that you get the most nastiness, I'm gonna make an exception to the spray into the towel only rule, and we're gonna spray directly into this entire area because it is without a doubt the nastiest part of this whole truck. So using the Total Interior Cleaner, I'm gonna go ahead and blast it off, and I'm gonna give it a real good blast. We have several interior brushes, one of which is our large interior brush. I'm gonna go ahead and scrub the large areas with this guy and everywhere that I can get easily. Now, since this brush is in fact large, I won't get in the nooks and crannies as well, so I'm gonna move on to the slightly smaller interior brush so I can get into these nooks a little bit better. Let's go ahead and use a trim and lug brush because there's still so much, I don't know, I think it's dried up smoothie maybe? I don't know. But there's some stuff in here that did not come out and I couldn't reach it well with anything else. So if you use a lug and trim brush on your interior, you might want to keep an extra one handy. And then once I'm done, then I'll come back and wipe it. Now, if I have a ton of chemical in there, when I mean a ton of Total Interior Cleaner remaining, you can actually take your wet dry vac, your shop vac, and suck all of the liquid out of the nooks and crannies, which will then pull the dirt from those crevices out with it. All right, so I've gone ahead and cleaned the steering wheel, the entire cockpit, did the center console, did the dashboard, and now I need to get this door panel, which is super nasty, and I need to get this kick panel right here, okay? This little panel which you drag your feet in and out of every time you get in and out of your car. That's gonna be one of the dirtiest parts of your car. I'm gonna save that for last when my towel is gonna be a wash rag by then. It'll be so wet. So I'm gonna go ahead and definitely use the spray directly onto the panel method here because this is so dirty. Get into those nooks, get into those crannies. And again, if you're not removing significant amount of nastiness, you can use the interior cleaner and just go ahead and wipe. However, in this instance, we definitely want to use some of the brushes. So I want to get all of the gook out of the speaker grate. Okay, I think we have some sort of drink stains here. Go ahead and knock those out. And then there's a few other areas that I'm going to use the lug and trim brush again and spraying some product directly into it. It's going to be the easiest way for me to get the chemical where I need it to do the best cleaning. So in here, around this, open the door handle, get all the way around that. That's going to be a very dirty part of your car. Okay. And then little spots where I couldn't reach with any of the larger brushes, this is the brush to use. A little bit more on the towel. All right, the last part of the cockpit, boom. I'm gonna go ahead and blast a lot of cleaner, and then I'm gonna scrub the heck out of it. While I'm down here, I can see that the actual pedals, the brake pedal and the gas pedal, are both also dirty. I'm gonna go ahead and just hit them real quick. A little blast, give them a quick scrub. I'm gonna go ahead and clean them up while I'm down here. And these won't make the pedals slippery at all, so this is a perfect product to be using for that. So now we've got this door totally cleaned up. Now's the perfect time to go ahead and hit the inside of the window, and just so happens that the Total Interior Cleaner works really well on that too. The other thing is important, when you're doing your interior glass, I'm just gonna roll it down a little bit. See that? Always get the mark around the top of the glass. Make sure you get that off. It's one little pet peeve that if you haven't developed it yet, keep detailing, you'll end up with it. That right there is a practically brand new looking door panel, window, etc. So when it comes to cleaning your cloth seats, there's two real ways to go. One is the overall surface cleaning of an area. The other is to remove stains. Now, if you happen to drive a car that has cloth interior and you eat while you drive, chances are good that you have some nastiness like this in your seats. So the amount of effort and energy to remove food stains or other types of stains from your seats is slightly different than an overall surface cleaning. I'm gonna first start by removing this little food stain, and I'm gonna use our carpet and upholstery cleaner. I'm gonna apply it liberally to that little area, rub it in a little bit with my fingers first, okay? And then I'm gonna do an overall cleaning of the seat. Now, an overall cleaning is all you're gonna need if you don't have very clearly obvious dirt or food stains, okay? Now, to further remove stains, this interior cockpit brush could be just right to do a little bit of slightly deeper cleaning. So I want to give that just a couple of quick scrubs, and then the microfiber utility towel is the one that I like to use to go ahead and remove all of the cleaning residue from those seats. And I like to do one part of the seat at a time. In other words, I don't do the seat base and the back at the same time. I'm gonna do just the seat base thoroughly, complete it, then go to the seat back, complete it, then I'll come to this little center part of the seat, I'll complete it. So you wanna make sure that you're doing each part separately so that if it needs additional cleaning, you're not just lightly doing a quick blast over, you're gonna do a thorough job removing any types of food stains. So I can still see a tiny bit here remaining. I'll give it a little more cleaner. I actually see one little spot right here too. I want to get that really good too. Okay, then using the towel as my scrub brush, there we go. Got that all the way back to perfect now. A few things to think about when you're cleaning your seats. One, where's your vehicle gonna be for the next few hours? What's the weather gonna be like for the next few days? The best time to clean your cloth seats is on a nice warm day, okay? It's on a day where you can crack your windows and the temperature inside of your vehicle will rise up a little bit, drying your seats. The next possibility is you take another completely dry utility towel and give it a second thorough go over, and that'll thoroughly remove some additional cleaner. By doing that, I can have less time for drying, okay? So you can see that I did get some additional cleaner out with that. And actually, when I feel this now, you can barely feel it being damp. So if you choose a day to clean your interior that is a damp day, make sure that you park your car in the garage overnight, leave your windows cracked. On this truck with 16,000 miles that's almost definitely never been detailed, we were able to get the seats pretty much back to perfect with just a couple of applications. If you've got a vehicle that's got more significant ground-in long-term dirt, you've got more like 100,000 miles or more on it, it could take more effort and more technology to remove that stain and that dirt from those seats. that's when you're gonna wanna check out a heated carpet extractor. A heated extractor you can use on carpets, you can use it on seats, and that is a whole next level of eliminating dirt and ground-in crustiness from your vehicle with ease. Check out this extremely clean interior. Once you have it like this, totally cleaned, thoroughly detailed, it's all dialed, how do you protect it, right? That's gonna be most people's question. Well, for the fabric, that's an easy one. Fabric protector, okay? I know it's a crazy name. You spray the fabric protector on, you let it dry completely. You're gonna need to let it dry for a while, hours for sure, before you go ahead and jump in it. But that'll keep it so that the next time you spill a burger or some mustard on your seats, it'll be a lot easier to clean up, okay? All the dashboard, all the vinyl / leatherish, right? The door panels, the dashboard, the steering wheel. But my favorite is the leather conditioner. Well, whether the leather conditioner is a perfectly appropriate product for non-leather surfaces, hey, you decide. But bottom line, I love the look of the leather conditioner. Lots of SPF, lots of UV protection, and it's really something that keeps your interior looking nice without being too shiny. Maintaining this perfection, that's your interior detailer, and you're gonna use that with a utility towel. So your interior detailer, you're gonna do it as often as you wash your car. You might just do a little hit on the door panels and your steering wheel at least, because those get the dirtiest. Now, let's say you have leather interior. Well, we have a full set of videos on that too. So go to adamspolishes.com, check it out. We have kits that have all of these interior products. They come together, packaged nicely, so you can hit one add to cart button and you can get all the stuff that you need to make your interior perfect.